All right, so let's just go ahead and hop into it real quick. We got Jordan Lawler. He's a shortstop for the A system for the Diamondbacks right now. He is ranked 18th on the top 100 prospects for the MLB. You can see over in his bio, we'll jump over there real quick. He's 19 years old. He's 6'2", 190, right-handed batter, and he hits righty and he throws righty. He was drafted in the first round by the Diamondbacks, 6th pick. So pretty high potential guy just by looking at his bio, but we're going to go ahead and jump into his stats. So one thing I wanted to look at, I'm not very familiar with these down here, the scouting grades. I don't know exactly what they're out of. We'll hop into these more next week, but you can see he has a 55 hitting, 55 power, 60 run, 60 arm, and overall 55. So I don't know if they do it like they do in MLB The Show where it's like 99 overall, or if they stick with like 75. I don't know exactly how that works. I'll do some research on my side, but overall scouts seem to think he's an average like 5-tool guy, which says right here. So I'll look into that more, but we're going to go ahead and hop into his career stats. He is a 369 average hitter, 474 OBP, 618 slugging, 192 OPS. So that's very good. And he has 7 home runs in 43 games. So he's still new. You can see he's in he's in A. He's not even in Double A or Triple A yet, but he is playing amazing. In 2021, he hit 400, and he's still way up in the 300s. In his last 10 games, you can see over here, he is still batting 368. This is just his last 10 games over here. We'll go up a little bit. He's hit 0 home runs, but he has 7 hits in 19 at-bats. That's just good. I don't know what to say about that. He's been playing every game with about 3 to 4 at-bats. He scores runs, you can see here. He has a few triples, which is pretty rare. And you can see he's struck out a lot recently, but if you're still batting 368, that's very good. So, like I said, 18th overall, Jordan Lawler. Nothing really in news. He on 3-hit night, he hit another home run. So basically just showing that he's killing it in A-ball. So I think he'd be a good investment. I think the point of investing in Jordan Lawler would be to wait till he gets called up to high A, or get as many cards as you can get your hands on and wait until he's in the majors in, let's see, I think it will say ETA, established call-up time, basically, is 2024. If he can get there and he can be the next big hype guy like Wander Franco, I think that his card value will rise a ton, and you just have the opportunity to get as many cards as possible before 2024. So, also, like I said, I think he'll get called up to Double A, Triple A, definitely before 2024, and any of those times these guys get called up, their cards go crazy. So, we'll look at the stats on Sports Card Investor, as always, a little bit later. But this was our first guy. So let's go ahead and hop into our next guy, Elly De La Cruz. He's also a middle infielder for a high A ball. He's a third base and shortstop. This guy definitely reminds me of O'Neal Cruz, who was on our prospect last week. Go ahead, if you haven't watched last week, make sure you do. It was our first one. It worked out crazy. You don't even have to watch the prediction. Just watch the recap video. It's crazy how I predicted it, and it went very well. So you can see an average 55, and this guy, like I said, he reminds me of O'Neal Cruz. He's supposed to get called up in 2024. He's a big guy, so around the same call-up time as Jordan Lawler. I think that's when our next huge rookie class is going to be, is 2024. But you can look over here. He's 20 years old. He's a 291 average batter, and you can see his home runs. He's had 22 home runs, so he can be a power hitter too. In his last 10 games, you can see he's been hot recently. He is batting 235 with, it doesn't tell. Oh, here we go. With 1 home run, so nothing crazy, but he's been hitting for contact recently. You can see he goes 2 for 4, 0 for 4, 2 for 3. He had a big game here, and all kinds of stuff. So in 34 at-bats, he has 8, or which one's that? He has 8 hits, 12 total bases, 1 double, a home run, and a couple of RBIs. So nothing crazy, but like I said, I think this guy is just a great athlete like O'Neal Cruz. I bet he will get called up. Honestly, before 2024, I'd invest in him before he would get called up to Double A or something, because I think once he gets to Double A, it's going to go crazy. So that's Elly De La Cruz for you. Let's hop into our third guy. All right, guys, so moving on to our number 3 prospect for the week, we have Ezekiel Duran. Ezekiel Duran is our number 3 prospect for a few reasons. First off, you can see he's top 100. He's 69th out of 100. Good number. Everybody loves that number. But he's 23 years old, so he's still young. He is in AAA at the moment, but he has already made an appearance in the majors. We'll go ahead and look at his major league stats. So he has had 62 at-bats, a .2 WAR, which is probably one of my favorite stats, which means wins over replacement. Batting .281, he has a stolen base, so he can steal 2. That's always a good sign. He has hit 2 home runs in 62 at-bats. So he already can prove that he's there. If we go over here and look at one of his videos, you can see that he has plenty of power. You can see he's good at defense too.
Bounced over to
His play
third.
shows it.
Duran has it. It's a fair ball. He throws to first. What an...
You can see he has a good arm. He can hit in the majors with a few home runs, 16 hits, batting .281 with a .435 slugging. So he has good stats. I think he's a good person to invest in because he will come back up to the majors any day now in my guess. And he's not going to be a superstar, but he will be one of those guys that is a hidden talent at third base for the Rangers. I don't think he's going to rise in a ton of value, but I think it could be a $20 profit, maybe a little less, just to flip this guy. So that is my opinion of him. We'll look at the charts in just 1 second. Alright guys, so we are now on the Sports Card Investor app. This again, like I've said before, it's my favorite app to use. I like using the other ones like Alt or Card Ladder, whatever it is, but I just find this one the easiest, simple. The only down to it is they won't have some of the low A guys like Christian Hernandez or someone like that. So anyway, we're going to go ahead and look at our first guy, Elly De La Cruz. So I've noticed that this is probably his cheapest card right here. We can go through and look. There's a Mojo or a Shimmer. I think that's the refractor. Yeah, the gold refractor. There's this auto, screen. So it just kind of goes through all of these, his insert cards from Bowman. But we're going to go back to his cheapest one. So this one, I believe you call this the Lava. Yeah. So the Lava first, you can see it is up like crazy right now too. Up 25% pretty much. Started at 61. There's really no good deals to buy right now. You can see, I can't really get that up anymore, but if you scroll down, you can see the cheapest one to buy is like $90 or make an offer, and the recent sale is 76. So I still think it would easily be worth this someday, but based off the charts here, it started at 50. I would watch this. I would put this in your iPhone notes or on a spreadsheet or something. I would watch Elly De La Cruz and just wait till this slowly starts to drop, because people are thinking, oh, he's not going to get called up, or even if he gets hurt. When players get hurt, sometimes I don't want to say it can be the best thing. I don't want to sound like one of those guys that wish for them to get hurt so you can make money. I'm just saying it's sometimes the best opportunity to buy. So just wait and see what happens with this guy. We'll do the recap on Friday, and I'll see if it'd be a good buy then. But overall, I think he's a good investment, just not right at this second. So let's go ahead and hop into our next guy. All right, so we're a little out of order here. We're doing Jordan Lawler second, but it's the same thing. So you can see he's currently ranked 250 on the app. We can go down, is up 70% and 90. We'll look at the buy now for the raw. This is for the yellow auto at a 75. It's not his first. Someone wants 700 for it, and the recent sold was 200. So still, this one's pretty high. That's Elly De La Cruz. This is the only one on the app, so you can see it rose almost $100. But again, it started rising on the 17th. It is the 22nd, and it is up almost $100. So again, I would wait till this slowly drops, and then when he's starting to get called up to the next level, buy as much as you possibly can, because when he gets into the majors, I think he's going to be the next Wander. I think he's going to be the next big hype guy, like O'Neal Cruz from our last week. So going back to O'Neal Cruz, he just hit his first home run today, 108 off the bat. It was a laser. Make sure you go watch those recaps, that first one. I've never even imagined doing a recap video that good, so go check that one out too. But we're going to go ahead and hop into our last guy. All right, so we are on our third prospect, Ezekiel Duran. You can see this card is his chrome first, and he's in the Yankees uniform. You'll see that a lot with prospects, and sometimes people don't like that. But I honestly think this is probably one of his best cards to buy right now. The chrome refractor auto. You can see recently one sold for 50, and the same day one sold for 67. So let's see. Yes, they're both the refractors. So you can see right here, same day, 67, and then 50. So if we look, it says that it's up 13%, but if you look at the drop, I would buy a lot of Ezekiel Duran right now. You can see it was up to 100 multiple times, and then it drops, but it always ends up going back up, just like other guys we've seen before. So we can look at the buy it now. There's no good deals really, but if you are on social media like I am, you can put something on your Instagram or your Twitter, whatever you use, and I'm sure people will have Ezekiel Duran. At least someone will. So I know he's not a big hype guy. He's pretty low on the top 100, but I like to use those guys that have proved that they are not going to be a bust in the majors, because there will be a lot of guys that are studs in AAA but just can't handle major league pitchers, or they can't field well. So he's already proved that he's a very, very good sneaky third baseman, as I would say, for the Rangers. So I would say watch these charts, download this app, and watch it for it to start slightly going back up. Look at his news, try and figure out what's going on, if he's going to get called back up, because people are, even though he's a low prospect, especially people who follow the Rangers or teams like that, they will see that he's called back up and they will buy. Anytime someone gets called up to the majors, especially, people buy. So I would totally buy into Ezekiel Duran. So that's going to be it for our video today. I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to comment what you guys think about these players, and I'll see you guys for the recap on Friday.